I've done a few videos, shorts lately, but now I'm going to give a explanation kind of my layout, why I was building it this way, what I was thinking, what I got going on, and what I got planned. This is just a basic overview right now as you look around. The two Kato controllers here on the left, those control these trains. The Digitrax controllers and these switches are on the line that the Amtrak Charger's running around on now, and that the freight line is running around on. That's a DCC setup. And then I have another just regular DC setup that's running the E235 around the downtown. Now, why is it like this? For those that don't know, I actually live in a one-room cabin. That's my bed. So I have a pretty big layout inside a very kind of tiny house. I've always lived in well, I haven't always lived in someplace small, but for the past 12 years or so, I've lived in a very small place from a travel trailer to this. I just don't really like big places. So when I built this, it's kind of stilty like that because I'm trying to keep it open. That's my favorite chair that I can sit and turn and watch my TV. And if I didn't put that little notch in there, it would just feel like imposing when I sat there. So that's why that little notch is actually there. Now it even looks cool. I can pull up a stool, play with my trains, and it looks cool. We'll talk about the DCC here now. I should have mentioned earlier that my layout is actually a temporary layout. I live in a rented place with no lease month to month. So I can't really do anything permanent. This is all built to come down quick. And same even with my DCC wiring. So instead of putting it up, I actually just screwed a board into there and put it vertically so I could really get access to it. I can sit there and just work on it, no problem. I don't have to look up and kink my neck. All the tire, wires run there. I've got my buses. I used, you can see, Kato wires for everything, or most everything, because I like being able to take things apart real super easy. And then you can see I got my USB cable that goes right to my laptop, so I can use JMRI, which I still do not fully understand, but I'm learning, so I can program my trains. And then if you look right down below there, that's my program track. So I can put a railroad on there on my program track, which is hooked up obviously to the Digitrax Zephyr, and it's hooked up to the computer. The DCC layout, I think I mentioned earlier, is the freight and the Amtrak lines. And so that kind of runs in the middle of everything. It runs behind the viaduct station, and then it can come out there. And then you have the inner loop, which runs in front of the station, comes out the other side. And the trains can come around all the way down like this one is here. This is a Bachmann Charger. Pretty nice, I like it. And here's where it can choose to turn inside or out, continue outside. If you turn inside, you can go in there, and then there's another option to turn inside where that freight train is going there. And then I also plan to put another turnout with a place to park trains underneath the viaduct station. So I'm trying to fit as many freight trains as I can over here. This is my Amtrak area. I haven't quite figured out what to do about a station yet, but I'm going to do some sort of station for it. Just working on it, just slowly but surely. I think the latest area I just kind of put down here is this little area, come park, watching trains come by. You've got your city, which is mostly Altman models. I do have one Loon Studio model. All of them nice models. The Altman models are so cheap, you can get a bunch of them super easy. They take about 3 weeks from Amazon or eBay. Some cans of paint from the big box store, and you can actually start filling the layout nice and cheap. The mountains are just simple stuff, just the Pink Panther foam insulation board just glued on top of each other. And we'll get the bullet trains going. I didn't want to do it when I was talking because they can get kind of loud, but we'll show you some of those with everything going around. Oh, I think that one's not on the track properly. My absolute favorite thing is when like I got all my trains in this one area crossing at the same time. If you have any questions about any of this, it's all pretty basic. I'm new to this, just ask.